Surgeon, do you think that there should be an independent investigation of the decision the Scottish Justice Minister took?
No, I don't, but I do understand the views of the American senators, just as I understand the views of those who think the decision was the wrong one. I think it was the right decision. It was an incredibly difficult decision for Kenny MacAskill to have to make. It's probably the most difficult decision any minister, certainly in the lifetime of the Scottish Parliament, has had to make. The advice to Kenny MacAskill from the Director of Health at the Scottish Prison Service was that 3 months life expectancy was a reasonable prognosis. Now, when Kenny MacAskill announced the decision
the Justice
last
Minister,
year,
I should say,
the Justice Secretary announced the decision last year, he said very openly and very honestly that you can never be exact about anybody's life expectancy. 3 months was a reasonable prognosis. He might die sooner than that. He might live longer. He has lived longer than that. But what is beyond doubt is that he is terminally ill. He is going to die. He was released on compassionate grounds. Nobody can ever change the dreadful, dreadful crime that he committed, and nobody can bring his victims back. But one of the things that makes us different from terrorists like him is that we do have values, we do value human life, and we can act with compassion.
The Prime Minister said about this, if it's about release on compassionate grounds, I think it's wrong. This man murdered 270 people. He showed them no compassion. They weren't allowed to go home and die with their relatives. I think it's a very bad decision. What do you say to that?
Well, I'm going to resist getting drawn into party politics over this. Because,
well, why do you call it party politics?
Well, because I don't think... Well, you know, David Miliband, for example, said that the UK government didn't want him to die in a Scottish jail. It's an incredibly difficult issue. It's a very emotive issue. Had the decision gone the other way, there are many people, including some of the families of the Lockerbie victims, who would have said that it was wrong to keep him in jail. It was a dreadfully difficult decision. I think it was the right decision, but more importantly, I think it was a decision taken for the right reasons.
Jack Straw said it was partly because of trade, didn't he? Was that the right reason? Jack Straw said it was partly to do with the trade deal on oil. Was that a good reason?
That was not the reason. I mean, this was a decision taken by the Scottish Government, taken by the Scottish Justice Secretary. It was not taken for any reasons of trade or international politics. It was taken on the grounds of compassion.